Hello students, now in this video let's see chapter 4 of graph theory, that is trees. Now what is meant by trees? Now first of all let us see the definition of tree. What is the definition? Definition says a connected circuitless graph is known as a tree. It is what? A tree. For example, if we say a singleton vector, single vertex, there is no edge, then it is nothing but T1. If this is T1 with one vertex, that's why this is T2. This is connected but circuitless graph. If we take 3 vertices, then there are 2 edges. This is T3. This is also circuitless graph. If 4 vertices are there, then we can join them as such. They are connected but circuitless. Also, it can be done as such. Another way to do it with 4 vertices are what? This one also we can do. This is also the another way. For what? These are what? T4. But these two are not isomorphic. These are not isomorphic to each other. Why? Look at here. There is 2 vertices of degree 2. 2 vertices of degree 1. Here 3 vertices of degree 1. 1 vertex of degree 3. So these are not isomorphic to each other. Similarly, for T5 we can do that one as such by taking 5 vertices, and as such we can form a tree in between them. And another way for forming tree with 5 vertices, this can be done as such. This one also the another way, right? Here this is also the another example for tree with 5 vertices, connected graph, circuitless graph, right? Also we can do it as such. So these are all what? Examples of T5. 5 vertices, but these are what? Trees. These two are also not isomorphic. These two are also not isomorphic to each other, right? You can see, write the reason behind them. Fine. Now next thing, let's go towards the properties of these trees. A simple thing, remember, connected circuitless graph is a tree. These are small examples I had given here. Now we will see properties with proof of them. Properties of trees. So first property you can say, or let me write as a theorem, I won't give numbers to them. Now theorem, a tree with n vertices, has n minus 1 edges. So proof of it, let's see the proof of it. Now this proof we will write with the help of induction on n, that is number of vertices in a graph G. So proof is by induction on n. N is what? Number of vertices. Number of vertices in G, right? In a graph G, or in graph G, I must write in a graph G. Fine. Now consider graph G with n vertices. Okay. Now if n equal to 1 or n equal to 2, then the result is obvious. The result is obvious, or it is true. Why does this? As I had given an example to you, n is a graph, means we are considering basically tree, right? So if n equal to 1, it is single vertex, it is connected circuitless graph, and a single vertex, look at here, what does the theorem says? A tree with n vertices has n minus 1 edges. Look at here, n is equal to 1, number of vertex is 1, but there is no edge. There is 1 minus 1 means what? 0 edges are there, right? So this is true for this one. Also, if n equal to 2 means number of vertices are 2, then there is only one edge, right? If there are 2 edges, then it will become a circuit. It is connected as well as it will become a circuit, but our graph is what? Circuitless graph. So this is possible only with one edge if there are 2 vertices. That's why if n equal to 1, n equal to 2, then the result is obvious. This is the explanation for that. No need to write down this. Fine. Now that is result is true for n equal to 1 and n equal to 2. That is result is true for n equal to 1 or n equal to 2. Now assume that n greater equal to and result holds for all trees with less than n vertices. We are assuming that for n greater equal to, the result is true for all trees with less than n vertices, means still n minus 1 vertices, right? The result is true. Now for number of n vertices, now we have to prove. So let E is edge between U and V be one of the edge in graph G. One of the edge in graph G. Remove edge E from G. Remove edge E from G, and a new graph will form, that is G dash. G dash is what? G minus E, suppose. Okay. Now note that G dash is a disconnected graph. Note that G dash is a disconnected graph. G dash is a disconnected graph with 2 components. As we have been removed edge E, then this G dash, that new graph, is what? G minus E will become a disconnected graph, because basically previously it is connected. So if we remove one of the edge, then that will become a disconnected graph with 2 components. Now let us say them as G1 and G2. We are saying them as G1 and G2. Okay, 2 components. Now suppose number of vertices in G1 are n1. Suppose cardinality of vertex set in G1 is what? n1, and cardinality of vertex set of G2 is what? n2. For example, let me give an example to you. Suppose this is our tree. Now we are removing this edge from here, right? This is suppose vertex v1, v2 and v3. Okay, so if we remove the edge between v2 to v3, okay, then what was the graph? This is one part of it, and this v3 is a singleton vertex, that is another part of it. But it is a part of it but isolated vertex, right? Simply, still it will be a part of it. So suppose this part is what, G1, and this is another part, G2. Now the cardinality of this one, suppose N1 means number of vertices, and cardinality of vertex set for G2 is what, N2, that are number of vertices in G2. Fine. Now as we know, this N1 plus N2 is how much? N. N1 plus N2 is N. As we had written that G1 has 2 vertices, G2 has 1 vertex. So 2 plus 1 will become 3. Basically our original graph has 3 vertices, that is N vertices, right? Now as G1 is connected and circuitless implies, what does this give? G1, as I shown, it is connected and circuitless. So that gives G1 is a tree with N1 vertices. G1 is a tree with N1 vertices, and that N1 is what? That N1 is less than N. If it is less than N, then this result is true. This result, given result, is true for it, right? Because we have written that, assume that for N greater equal to, the result holds for all trees with less than N vertices. Now you know N1 is less than N. So our result is true for it. So therefore, by induction hypothesis, that is, induction hypothesis means assumption in our induction. According to the assumption, induction hypothesis, according to assumption, we can say G1 has N1 minus 1 edges. G1 has N1 minus 1 edges. Similarly, we can write for G2 also. Similarly, G2 is connected and circuitless. So that gives G2 is a tree with N2 vertices. G2 is a tree with N2 vertices. And clearly this N2 is also what? Less than what? N, right? So this also gives us, again, G2 has N2 minus 1 edges. G2 has N2 minus 1 edges by assumption, by our assumption of induction, right? So from that, what we get, as G2 has N2 minus 1 edges, G1 has N1 minus 1 edges, therefore number of edges in G1 and G2 are G1 and G2, that is, we can say G1 union G2 is, number of edges in G1 union G2 is what? N1 minus 1 plus N2 minus 1, right? Addition of them, that is N1 plus N2 minus 2. But N1 plus N2 is how much? N. So that is what? N minus 2. Fine. Thus, now two components we have formed, that are G1 and G2. Addition of number of vertices in G1 and G2 is what? N. We have found number of edges in G1, number of edges in G2, then add number of edges in G1 union G2 are these one, right? But How does we have formed these components G1 and G2? By eliminating or by removing one of the edge. So if we add that edge again here, then that gives us number of edges in what? G. Therefore, we can say thus number of edges in G is what? That is n minus 2 plus 1. And that is equal to what? N minus 1. So here we have proved that if there are n vertices, then also the number of edges are what? N minus 1. Hence the result. So always a tree with n vertices has n minus 1 edges. Fine. This one edge is which one? This E. We have been added it again. Fine. Try to understand this one. Now let's go for the next property. There is one and only one. There is one and only one, or we can say unique path between any two vertices of a tree. Okay, so proof. Suppose T is a tree, and hence by definition what can we say? T is connected and circuitless. We have to prove there is only one path between any two vertices of a tree. Means there is no possibility of a parallel edge or loop. Such things are there. Fine. So what does this say? If T is connected and circuitless, simply we will take one part of it as T is connected. Let's say T is connected. Then what does this say? This says there exists at least one path between any two vertices. Connected means there will be a path between any two vertices. If A and B are two vertices in T, and if C1 and C2 are two distinct paths from A to B. If this is, then C1 union C2 create a circle or circuit. It create a circuit, right? As I taught to you, if this is an edge in T2, if there is again another edge, so this is one path, let it be C1. This is another path from this vertex to this vertex. It is not directed graph, so there is a path from it. If it will be directed, then also it is possible that there is a path. If these different paths are there, then this C1 union C2 will form what? A circuit. It forms a circuit, right? So if this is then there will be a contradiction with the fact that T is a tree, because by definition if T is a tree, it is connected as well as circuitless, right? Here it forms a circuit if there are two different paths from one vertex to another vertex. So this says it is a contradiction. Contradiction with T is tree. T is tree. Hence, there is or there cannot be two or more paths from A and B. Two or more paths from A and B. Thus, there is a unique path. There is a unique path between any two vertices of a tree. Now, the next property we have to see the converse of this one, that if there is one and only one path between any two vertices of a graph G, then G must be a tree. Okay, so let's go towards it. Converse is just for your understanding, so that will be, I am taking a different theorem. If there is a one and only one path between any two vertices of a graph G, that gives us G is a tree. G is what? A tree. So proof: as there is a path between any two vertices in G, that gives G is connected. It is given to us there is one and only one path between any two vertices of a graph G. So if there is a path between any two vertices in G, means what? G is connected. We have to prove G is a tree, means we have to prove that G is connected as well as circuitless. So first of all, it is from the given thing that G is a connected graph. Fine. Now also it is circuitless. Now, for if it has, on contrary, if we assume it has a circuit, then there exist two different paths. Between any two vertices, between two different vertices, right? But it is given to us there is one and only one path between two vertices, any two different vertices. So this is not possible. That's why this is what a circuitless graph is. That is what is a contradiction. To the hypothesis, or the given one, we can say, to the hypothesis. Therefore, G is what? G is a tree. G is a tree. Now, if we combine the previous part and the converse part, now we have seen that a previous part, what we have shown, there is one and only one path between any two vertices of a tree. Means it is given to us that it is a tree, and we have been proved that there is one and only one path between any two vertices of that tree. Now here, if there is one and only one path between any two vertices of a graph G, then that graph is nothing but a tree. So in both way we have been proved that this is true. So let's we combine them. So combining these two theorems, what can we say? A note, let me write as a note. Actually it is a combination of these two theorems which we have taken just. That G is tree. If G is tree, if and only if, I can say if and only if there is one and only one path, one and only one path between any pair of vertices in G. Any pair of vertices in G. Then the next theorem, simply a statement because no need of proof of this one. What can we say? Any connected graph with n-1 edges is a tree. Obviously this is with n vertices, right, and n-1 edges are there connected with n vertices and n-1 edges, then it will be what? A tree. Now here I will stop for this video. Next video I will continue with the properties and some of the definitions. Thank you.